Hi everyone, I wish you a wonderful day. So today I'm going to talk about one of the most important functions, or let's say a family of functions in R, which is the apply family. So when you consider the apply family in R, there are a lot of functions like lapply, sapply, apply, tapply, likewise. So these functions these functions are very useful, and a lot of people don't know the true value of these functions and when to apply or when to use these functions. So in this video series I'm going to talk about this each and every function in this apply family separately with good examples. So today I'm going to talk about the apply function. So this apply function you can use if you have a data in a matrix, or the matrix can be two-dimensional, or the matrix can be three-dimensional, or it can be a three-dimensional list. So if you have a data frame like that, or if your data is like that, then you can use apply function. So the main purpose is, if you have the data like that, then if you want to perform something for each and every column or each and every row in your data frame, then you can use this apply function. So first I'm going to generate some data. So here I'm going to generate some normal distributed data and t-distributed data. So this R norm you can use to generate normal distributed data. This 30 indicates I'm going to generate 30 normal distributed data with mean 0 and standard deviation 1. And also I'm going to generate 30 random distributed t data. That means this data has a distribution of t, which has degrees of freedom 2, and there's another vector which is normal distributed, but now we have the mean as 2 and standard deviation as 2. So by combining these two vectors, I'm going to create a data frame by using this data.frame function. So when you consider this data object, should be str.star. You can see now it has 3 columns. Each column has 30 observations and the data type is numeric. So let's say you need to find the mean of each and every column of this data frame separately. So for that purpose you can use apply function. So you can type apply and include the data frame or the object here and type 2. This 2 means you are going to find the column wise mean. And here the function that you are going to use, this function can be already in R. That means a function can be already defined in R, like mean, variance, sum, standard deviation, likewise, or you can use your own user defined functions. So in this first example I'm going to use this I'm going to use a function which is already defined in R, which is mean. So now I'm going to calculate the mean for each and every column. So if you run this column, you can see the mean of each and every column. Likewise, if you want to calculate the variance of each and every column, you can use this code apply, and inside this apply you can put the data or the object you want, and you have to put either 1 or 2 to indicate whether it is column wise or row wise, and the function. Since I'm using a function which is already defined in R, I can type the name of that function. So this is the column wise variance. Likewise, if you want to find the row wise sum, so in this data frame you can see there are 3 columns. In this data frame there are 3 columns, and if you need to calculate the row wise sum for each and every row, so if you want to do something like that, you can use this apply function. So here first you need to type apply, and include the object that you need. So here the object is data, and just to indicate that you need to perform some operations row wise, you need to put 1 here, and then type the function, which is, since you are going to calculate the row wise sum, you need to put sum. If you run this command, you can see they have calculated the row wise sum for each and every row. So there are 30 observations, so each value corresponding to the sum of each and every row. So this first 3 examples was based on the the functions that is already defined in R. So let's say you need to, now I'm going to do an example where I'm going to generate a user defined function. So here I'm going to calculate let's say I need to add 1 for each column, each value, I'm going to add 1 for every value in columns. So this is my data frame, and I need to add 1 for each and every value in column. So in order to do that, I can use apply function without using for loops. So these apply functions are basically a good alternative to the for loops, because when you are using for loops, sometimes it is very difficult and it is very likely that you will get an error. But if you use these apply functions, then it is very easy to use, and the code will be very small, and if you got used to that, then it will be much more easier than using a for loop. So first, what you need to do is you can use this apply function, and first you need to include the object that you need to perform on calculations. And since you are calculating since we are doing the column wise operations, you need to include it as 2. After that, here I have defined my user defined function. So here this x means, so in order to create a function in R, you need to use this keyword function, and this x means I'm going to access each and every column in the data frame. So if you run this code, you can see we have calculated, we have added 1 for each and every value in each column. So if you want to generate a data frame using this thing, you can equate this to an object, which is, I'm going to equate as a data tree. Data tree is equal to this. Oops. Then I'm going to generate a data frame. So if you are working in real life situations, this kind of data manipulation will be very important in your real life situation. Sometimes you need to do data scaling or data transformations. So in that case, you might need to do this kind of data manipulations. Okay, so now in this code, I'm going to create here a plot for each and every column. So in this matrix there are 3 columns, and I'm going to create a plot for each and every column. So you can if you want to do such thing, then you can use this apply function. So first you have to create a layout like this using this mfrow function. So by using this function, it will create like 4x4 a 2x2 matrix, and in each cell there will be a 1 plot. So if you put this code, apply, and if you use this data object, and you will get a plot like this. So now you can see you have generated a plot where each cell corresponding to a plot of each variable. And also in this example, I have created a dummy variable for each and every column. So sometimes in real life situations you need to categorize the continuous data in order to do some analysis. So in that case, so let's say we have this data frame, and you need to categorize this data either to 0 or 1 based on a particular condition. So my condition is here my condition is if a particular value in each and every column is greater than 1, then I will assign that value as 1. Otherwise I will assign it as 0. Okay, so I will talk about more about these functions and these conditional statements in another video. So if you want, so if I run this command, you can see I have generated 3 columns. So here you can see the first value is less than 0, so it has assigned it as 0. And when you consider the first value in this third column, it is greater than 1, so it has assigned it as 1. So likewise it has categorized the data. So this is one of the most useful applications of apply function. So if you want to find, or if you want to create a data frame using this apply function, this data, then you can use this data.frame function and create a data frame. And if you want to create a two-way table using this data, you can use this table function. So if you run this command, you will get a two-way table like this. Okay, so that is it for today, and I will come back with another video with the application of apply functions. So if you like this video, please subscribe my YouTube channel and have a nice day.